Welcome back to Having Said Boyfriend. This is Sida.
And I'm Chancellor. How y'all doing this evening?
Hope you feeling real good. I'm feeling so good.
Yeah, we definitely are.
Yep. I hope you had nothing yet. Anyway, today we have a fragrance to talk about.
So today we're going to be talking about a new fragrance that we haven't, and a new fragrance house that we haven't reviewed before. It's called Alexandria Fragrances, and we're going to be talking about Royalty, inspired by Creed Royal Oud.
Absolutely. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned, guys.
Alright, you guys. So I've mentioned this house previously, Alexandria Fragrance House, and I was saying that this is a great fragrance house. Now, in the sense of some people may consider this a dupe house, I don't consider these dupes. I consider their fragrances apart from what they're inspired by. So it's okay to be inspired by something, but I think these fragrances are bringing their own presence to fragrance. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about Royalty Oud. Royalty.
All right, so sweetie, what we got in the notes?
All right, for Royalty, which is Alexandria's inspired fragrance, we have cedar, pink pepper, oud, sandalwood, angelica, citruses, and musk. And then for the Creed Royal Oud, we have pink pepper, lemon, Sicilian bergamot, cedar, angelica, galbanum, sandalwood, agarwood, which is oud, and musk. Very similar notes.
So yeah, about a couple months ago, me and Side was in the mall, and I smelled Creed Royal Oud for the first time, and I was like, wow, I never smelled anything like it. And with Creed Royal Oud, it speaks of elegance. I'm thinking about dignitaries. I'm thinking about men in all black tie attire. Like waiting list only sorts of events. Like only the creme de la creme get invited into these. So you imagine going around the event and these people just reeking of like expensive fragrances, of just luxury, and that's what Creed Royal Oud reminded me of. And I was kind of battling with dropping $500 or $600 on the Creed Royal, because that's how good it smells to me. But luckily, she pointed out to me, oh well, you know what, sweetie, hold off on that. Maybe you should check out Alexandria. They may have a clone of that. And sure enough, that's how I came across Royalty. Now, when I first sprayed on Royalty, like, it opens up with a very, very clean, it reminds me a lot of Creed Royal Oud. It's probably about 70 to 80% its clone, but I think it's more of a wearable version of that. It being, well, getting into summertime pretty soon here, I think that I could spray this. Well, I actually did spray this onto the gym. I first got it like a couple days ago. I just sprayed it on just to give it a test run at the gym. And actually a guy stopped me in between sets again, like, oh my man, like, what is that you're wearing? Like, man, that smells really, really fresh. Oh, well, man, it's actually Creed Royal Oud, but it's an inspired fragrance house. So it's Alexandria's Royalty. And he had never heard of it before. So I just kind of had like a brief conversation with him, and he just could not stop complimenting me on how good it smelled. And I still smell it now. You get that clean, like woody, slightly musky smell. The oud is in there somewhere, but it's not screechy. It's not making a loud appearance. It's none of that, And Creed Royal Oud was the same way. So we actually kind of went there yesterday. And they're very, very, very similar. Now, I do want this to age quite a bit before I give like another assessment. So maybe I'll give like an updated version of this. But I like it so far. I like the performance. If I was going to rate this out of 10, I would say the performance was probably about a 7.5, 8 out of 10, which is decent. The scent itself, I love the scent profile. I'm going to give that a 9 out of 10. Sillage, what would you give the sillage of this, sweetie?
Try 7.
Okay, 7 out of 10. And then what about the compliment factor?
Compliment 9. Absolutely. Very clean smelling fragrance. Very close to the Creed fragrance. Now we know we went and sampled fragrances in Saks Fifth Avenue yesterday, and what we noticed about the Creed fragrances, they don't have great longevity at all. So you would spray it, smells pretty prominent for on a paper or on your skin, then it starts to fade quickly. I would say within that 30 minutes, it's pretty much not what it was originally. So that's what we noticed about the Creed fragrances, and that's also reviews I was seeing about Creed fragrances, and people were actually giving a lot of praise to Alexandria's fragrance house in regards to royalty, because they were saying that, hey, this smells really similar and the longevity is just like outstanding. Now, I don't really know what Alexandria's processes as far as creating fragrances, but I tend to believe that for some reason the fragrance needs to sit for some time before they start getting that kind of they need to age a bit. I think that if you start wearing them immediately, you're gonna notice that they may not last as long, but as they continue to age. Now, I say this because I actually have samples from the fragrance house, and initially
She has a ton.
Yeah, I have a ton, and initially when I sprayed them, they smelled pretty intense, and then they would fade really quickly. As far as like if I wore them overnight, the smell would be gone. But I noticed now in my samples, I can spray them and they last and last and last on my clothes, on my skin. So I think that they need to age to some degree. So same thing with royalty. We're gonna wait and see how it ages over time. And I think it's gonna get better over time. But at this point, as far as the price point and the scent, I would say, yeah, we completely skipped Creed.
Yeah, because that's a big price disparity. So like if you go on to Creed on the Creed's website, it's going to be about $550. It's retailing about $550, $600 right now. And I was kind of wrestling back and forth with that. Oh, man, that's an investment. Now, even though I love Creed Royal Oud, do I want to make that investment? So luckily, within the past week, Sada actually pointed out to me that on Alexandria's website, they had Creed. Well, they had royalty back because months went by.
It came back into stock. It was out of stock for months.
Yeah.
And it had like 5-star reviews about how people are raving about this fragrance, and Chancellor really loved it. And quite frankly, Saks Fifth Avenue a couple of months ago, they had a 15% off promo on all fragrances, and the Creed Royal Oud was also on promo, but it was still super expensive. Chancellor was about to go ahead and buy it, but because it was not convenient to buy, meaning PayPal, when you try to put in your credit, it was giving a hard
and in
time.
installments, yeah, this was that kind of. I kind of took that as a sign that, you know what, maybe hold off on the Creed Royal Oud. Hopefully, Alexandria royalty pops up, and surely enough, a month and a half, 2 months later, it became available again.
Yeah, Chancellor got 2 bottles because I was like, hey, when I came in, I was like, Chancellor, get 2 bottles because like for that price, like and how good the reviews are. So we'll let it age over time. We'll come back and kind of let you guys know how it's going, but it smells great.
And then, yeah, fellas, it's again, this is an easy wear. And then again, if you want to use this as kind of like and I won't even call this a trainer rear wheels fragrance for Creed Royal Oud. This is a stout equivalent, but it's just a fresher wear. Especially it's again warmer outside. I would say I'm going to Paris next week, so I'm definitely going to put this in an atomizer, bring this along with me, and just be out and about with it on. I think it performs well. So like overall grade, what would you give this out of 10, sweetheart?
A 9.
A 9. Okay. Yeah, and I would say it's about a 9 for me too. The only thing it's missing is just that longevity. It's missing that, but we may do an update video on it just to kind of let you know like how it performs.
We definitely will, because like I said, I've been ordering from Alexandria for a couple of months now, and I actually acquired quite a bit because I was reorganizing my fragrances, and I was like, dang, I actually ordered a lot of them, and the longevity changes as they age. So I would say we're gonna give it some time, let it sit. Let it age out a little bit, and then get a whiff again and see how it goes.
Let us know what you guys think. Like, have you guys heard of Alexandria? And if so, what sorts of fragrances from their house have you tried out yet? And then, like, how did they sit with you?
Absolutely. I just want to say this, like, I'm really adoring those fragrances, and I've never been a dupe house kind of person. Like I said, and we're not sponsored, just letting you know that. It's more so like I was exploring this fragrance house, and these fragrances come pretty darn close to the actual ones. And I would say,
really do.
If you love a fragrance, get the fragrance you love. But if you don't love a fragrance, meaning like, I don't know about you guys, but I like to own a lot of different types of scents. But I don't necessarily want to buy the original one if I don't love it. Get this one, you get a pretty close call to it, you get the same kind of feeling, and you enjoy it.
So as always, guys, thank you again for joining us for another evening of Heaven Sent Boyfriend. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. We're always looking forward to bringing you guys new reviews on things that we're finding, but then we want you guys to engage with us in the comment section. What are you guys finding?
Absolutely. All right, you guys, take care.
So until next time, we'll see you guys next video. Bye.